And when we came to the state of beingness, we suddenly started to experience the symptoms and signs and the experiences each one of us started to have. We realized that this is the consciousness, and how sweet is the experience of this consciousness, and what kind of a stillness we go into when we experience that consciousness, and how our life becomes a song of love. And we realize that everything in our life has been created by our mind, and we had always been prisoners of that. But when this love starts to flow, and when this love prompts us to do things, and when we do them, we instantly know we've left that world of mind. The mind will continue to do its work. Without mind, we cannot exist. But the steering wheel of our life moves from the mind to the consciousness, and an inner language and an inner dialogue starts for all of us. So, in the end, how do we identify? How do we know that we are operating out of our consciousness? When we start to experience the flow, when we experience the flow of love from us, when we start interacting with people out of love, or equanimity becomes our hallmark as we deal with situations in life and people, and the resultant experiences of deep peace, shanti, and we feel contented, santosh.
The most significant tool that I gathered from you was the Trikuti meditation. It helps me a lot to come back. If I'm going a little haywire and I cannot control my thoughts or my emotions, and that is the best way to get myself back in a line. Very specifically, even if I had spent my entire life, I could not have, even after listening to all the discourses which I've ever listened in my life, and all the more which I would have listened, I would not have been able to get the essence and such a structured way of realizing this, of getting all the pointers, of understanding it, and being connected to somebody who is just what I needed at this point of time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. A mother, a father, a friend, a guru, pure love, everything all rolled into one, and full knowledge. And I'm amazed at the grasp that you had over things. Beautiful, very beautiful. My own, I feel relieved of all that I was carrying all this while. And sometimes I also laugh a lot, where were you? Like you said, guru to guru, circle to circle, circle to circle, circle, going round and round and round, and you put a stop to it. Like a jalebi, finally comes a stop, and it's the sweetness which. So indeed, indeed, honestly, indeed, a new person is born. The old is gone, a new person is born.
And I can say in this 40 days, there's been massive, massive changes for me. I would say not only internally, but externally. All of a sudden, things I'd never seen, I started to see. It's almost like the consciousness started to guide me. And I've had enormous external and internal changes, which haven't been easy to deal with. But like Deepti says, it's almost like, it's like coming home. So it's almost like, and I double what she says, I could have listened to all these books and programs and I wouldn't have got to where I am today, because I think what we've been doing is we've been experiencing it, you see. This is the beauty of this 40-day program. It's not just in the mind, it's the experience of the oneness, experience of the consciousness, what I call the lazy world where I just feel I don't want to do anything. And I think that's where it's at for me. It's been massive. I'm no longer the same person that I was. I don't even have the same desires I used to have. I would say I've transformed to such an extent that sometimes I don't even recognize myself, which sometimes actually frightens me because I don't know where that's taking me. And because you told me when we were in India, when you were telling me off, you said to me, your life will change completely. I had no idea it was going to be so fast.
After this course, we feel that Guru is very important in our life. And 2-3 things, they have changed our life. We are total in awareness. The cup of happiness is really in here, but we are operating from here. So very peaceful, and I don't react now. Even if something goes wrong in the family, I say, okay, it was all in the game, no problem.
No, there were a few things which we had gone through with your course earlier, but we didn't practice. First was the Trikuti. This time we practiced it and I felt, yes, it does wonders. A lot of the things which we were carrying for number of years, I could simply dissolve in the fire of Gyan. So with awareness, now we have started facing the life. Instead of reacting through the mind, we have started taking things the way the consciousness is. The happiness is there. There's no more grumbling. Things are much better in the house also. Initially, there was some problem even with the family, but gradually, due to these things, the mind has become much quieter. The awareness is there. And immediately you know when the mind is there or when you're operating through your consciousness.
I was frightened of the void because that scared the life out of me, of being nothing, that God was nothing. And that really frightened me as when I was younger. But seeing the light within that was amazing. That was a light bulb that really went off. Also, the getting into the flow, that was very powerful. And in fact, I had a meeting with, we call ourselves the Moon Sisters. It's about 5 of us, and we meditate together and we talk together and say what's going on in our lives. And I shared the flow with them, and it was amazing. You know, everybody could feel it. So that was fantastic. And then also what I did share with them, which I had never really understood, was the power of the group of people. And I think it was yesterday that it just hit me so hard, of getting people to share and how, you know, their questions or their experiences just showed us all, you know, what you were teaching, what was happening, what was the experience of it, which was fantastic. And the Trikuti, obviously, brilliant. Yeah, it all goes into the Trikuti. Yep, there's this thing. And I can see, you know, you can check, you can find your mind doing little things. You go, whoa, come here, into the Trikuti. And it's great. I mean, sometimes before I could see that my mind was doing things, but I wasn't sure how to get rid of it. But now, yay, into the Trikuti we go. So thank you, a million thanks, because it just feels like, just an opening of a whole door and a whole realm that I've been skirting around for a very long time.
See, earlier I used to be that worrying type, you know, thinking. But now I've started thinking from my heart. And this Trikuti has really helped me, you know, it has really helped me a lot, because whatever comes, you know, I put it in Trikuti. And sometimes I used to get very irritated for small things. But now I don't bother, you know, life has become a blessing. Life has become very, jisko bola na, it has become very simple, sehaj. I mean, nothing perturbs me much as it used to do it earlier. I've become more happier, more joyous. And, especially like, love flows like anything. See, whenever I see a person now, I feel like hugging that person. See, since my mind is at peace, and, I used to be taking, you have a lot of trouble of my breathing and all that, because I was very stressed out. But, gradually since last 40 days, it is wonder. It is a really wonderful thing that I've stopped taking my inhalers. I was not happy. And now, as Deepti has said, like we have come home now, and life has become more happier. And I don't get disturbed by small things.
And I can very confidently say that this 40 days really helped me. I think now I'm totally stable. There's no duality. I realized every day I live with this consciousness. I have absolutely no doubt that it will ever disappear from my life. I'll remain in this awareness, constant awareness that I am, or rather everyone is that one consciousness prevails the whole universe.
One thing that I really feel from this group is the oneness. I think Baba put us together to celebrate oneness. Oneness. I got the goosebumps. Just oneness. There was no one meeting that I didn't feel the tears of joy of being in a darshan. There was no one meeting without these tears of joy from the start of this cleaning of emotion and feeling that devotion, that is all from to the heart. So
for me, the journey has been from the head to the heart, and I can just say I'm finally listening to my heart and feeling, because my heart's been talking to me for so long, and I choose not to listen. So I'm listening, and I'm feeling very grateful.
When I started the course, my goal was only to attend for 40 days. That was my goal. But then slowly my goal changed, and I started looking inwards, and I was trying to see what is inside me, in my heart. But there I found a lot of negativity and deep secrets inside me. So I used the advice of using Trikuti to burn most of them, but not all of them yet. With your help, I flowed through the river of life and became aware of myself a little more.
And the benefit I have gained from this 40 days of teaching is, I have increased my compassion towards fellow beings, made me more aware of various things, especially about the inner aspects of our mind. I have to say thank you, because for making many of the complex things, in fact, things which were more complex than quantum mechanics or relativity theory, simpler to us.
So I have moved from darkness to the light, bloomed in your beautiful love, thanks to all of you. I'm very content. First 10 days were very heavy for me, but on 11th day, with the principle of imperfectly perfect world, the change began. And it was really huge. With the cup of happiness, grace came upon. And the guidance I got from you is immense. So deep gratitude for being the guru, the guide, the mentor you have always been. And it's like a fountain has burst out. This is immensely divine, I said.